Mega faggot.
Guacamole.
My ass itch, and I'm talking.
Black people be like,
What is this nigga doing though?
They're not.
Industrial Society and Its Future by
Prepare to get
Nigga.
If anyone wants me to upgrade their weapons, just come to me, because I need to upgrade a weapon challenge. So why not do it right now?
Just making it so they can't, like... they won't be able to hit either of us.
I need to do 22 weapons.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Cypher. We have an insane wolves, and then eventually they added dinosaurs. Conversation between the NPC Turk, he's the fisherman NPC, and Marie, who is an NPC who is an alien in disguise. Marie is telling Turk about animals that are actually aliens. So she's talking about the octopuses, you know, 8 arms, problem solving, decorating skills. It's obvious. She's obviously referring to the octopus as an alien life form. She also mentions the kangaroos and the platypuses in this conversation as other alien animals. So this is cool, but how do we know that they are coming to Season 7 as wildlife? So here's where it gets kind of crazy. Remember the DVD player that was sent to me and a few other creators? The whole They're Coming written on the disc. I talked about that in one of my previous videos. Well, turns out there's posters that have been popping up all over the map, and there's very cryptic symbols on these posters. The community came together and found out that there was actually a phone number that you can derive from these symbols. I don't know how these people do it. It's honestly crazy how above and beyond Fortnite goes. But listen, it doesn't stop there, okay? So when you call these phone numbers, there is a line that plays when you call.
Oh, bro,
it's a
I didn't even
phrase that
see
says,
the live
"We
stream
got
start.
movement on
My
that
bad.
signal. This thing is bigger and weirder than any of us thought." People put the recorded audio on a spectrogram. I don't know who has the time to do this, but someone put the recorded audio on a spectrogram, and what a spectrogram does is it kind of gives you a visual of the audio signals. Like it kind of represents it in sort of a picture mode. And in that picture, they found what clearly looks like a kangaroo on the spectrogram. So long story short, there's a secret kangaroo hidden in the They're Coming posters. And we have this conversation between Marie and Turk about kangaroos, octopuses, and platypuses. So this is two things pointing towards kangaroos coming to the game. Same thing with octopus and platypuses. What's going on? What are these animals going to do? Are the octopuses going to attack you in the water? Is there going to be a lot of water elements in Season 7?
Yeah, I don't know
Octopuses could
how,
potentially drop some
like,
sort
a
of
kangaroo,
ink
like,
sac that you
why
can
would
maybe
a kangaroo-
craft and combine it. Maybe you throw it at
That's
people and it
interesting.
blinds them. Maybe you can combine it with a bow if bows are still in the game, and it creates some sort of ink bow that maybe slows people down or blurs their vision.
Well, I have a bunch of legendary
kangaroo
weapons,
meat
so if
that
you want
eat
them,
it, you
just
have a
come to
hop
me.
flopper effect. And I'm not sure what's going on with the platypuses and how they're going to come into it. But I'm assuming the platypuses are going to kind of play the same role as the frogs, and they'll drop something that's useful for crafting. This is all very exciting stuff. A lot of the animal life right now, the wolves, the boars, the chickens, they're not as interesting. Like, it was cool when they were there for a little bit, but there's not a lot of elements and they don't really change the game too much. So hopefully these kangaroos, octopus, and platypus actually have more of a game impact and are more useful to the flow of the combat and the flow of the game. Another thing discovered in the spectrograms of the phone calls is a weird 3-armed thing. I mean, people think that this could represent the aliens. Maybe they have like 3 heads and a long torso, but it also could represent cactus. I mean, here's the thing. We're talking about kangaroos and we're talking about aliens. You know, Area 51, it's in the desert. Kangaroos, they don't live in the jungle-like environment that we have right now. Kangaroos lived in savannas and desert in Australia. So it would make sense that kind of the landscape of Fortnite is going to shift towards a desert theme potentially, so that the kangaroos have a place to inhabit. And this 3-armed thing in the spectrogram could represent cactus. So this is just a theory, obviously. It would also make sense for us to have some sort of desert theme since this season's.
I literally have a full gold loadout, so if you want it right now, it'd be a really good time, because I'm going to have to dump some of these weapons off.
going to be over the summer. Now, speaking of aliens and UFO abductions, we talked about these a lot.
Bro, I
They've
need
been
like
leaked, and they're probably
one
coming a
green
lot sooner
weapon that can
than we
go
expect,
into
because Epic added a
gold.
drop wave LTM, which we're going to check out on the second channel. But for that LTM, they specifically have a setting enabled in the files to disable UFOs
I don't
in
have
that mode. A lot of
weapons
times
in
when
here.
Epic adds LTMs, those LTMs are in the game for 2 to 3 days. So the fact that this LTM has a setting to disable UFOs means UFOs could be potentially coming in the next 2 to 3
green
days,
weapon?
maybe on Sunday or Monday.
Better
The
than
alien
nothing.
abductions are going to start. If you don't know about the aliens and the UFO abductions, I talked about it earlier this week. But long story short, players are going to be getting abducted, taken to different parts to the map. So this is what's coming up towards the season 7 release, but let's talk about what's going on during the next season. And we know a lot of that thanks to the
Yeah,
Batman comics.
SFDK.
The German issue of issue 4
Yeah, I
was
saw a
actually
bunch of
leaked
that stuff
early,
on
and
Twitter
there was
when I
a
was like,
ton of information
"What?"
about the Fortnite map and the Fortnite universe. Donald Mustard was not lying. They gave us a lot of very crucial info. So in this episode, Batman escapes the loop and he talks to Renegade Raider, and Renegade Raider was one of the first people to ever escape the loop 4 years ago. Could this be why Renegade Raider never returned to the item shop? I'm just kidding, but like, she was one of the first people to escape the loop. So Batman's having a conversation with her, and Renegade Raider has done a lot of research about the Fortnite island. There's a few key things. The island is the entire world, and if you try to fly off the island or travel off the island, you end up dying and then resetting. Sometimes events take place on the island that are natural, like the volcano erupting, and some of them are unnatural, like the device that Midas used to create that storm. She once found an old stone with weird symbols painted on it. This old stone is actually on Donald Mustard's Twitter banner. What are these stones? Are these stones aliens? Later in the comics, Batman gets interested in the indestructible bunkers that are around the map, example, the one near Wailing Woods, and figures out a way to get inside the bunkers. So we are going into the center of the island underneath what's going on. He's also accompanied by some of the Fortnite characters, and while they are down there, they found a bunker deep into the cave. It looked run down, barely any technology. Eventually, they found a warehouse with a bunch of weapons in it. Some people think that this warehouse is where all the vaulted weapons go, but most likely this is just where the IO guards get their weapons from. So while they're down there, Batman and the Fortnite crew get attacked by some stone golems that are underneath the ground. Could these stone golems
Why
be
gotta be
coming
so
next season?
sweaty,
Will we have some
man?
sort of underground passageway? Like, will the bunkers be open and available for people to go down and kind of explore?
It's not
He
fun.
wants to help the cultural center.
You gotta let the universe know what you want.
That's
Oh my
how it
God.
works.
I'm out of here.
Underneath the map, we're not too
This
sure.
dude's gone
These
too
stone golems
crazy.
had these purple glyphs on them to figure out what it is, and it can create storm properties similar to the device that Midas.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's